So let's learn about the SUMPRODUCT function and how it's almost magic. This is by far the most underutilized function in Excel, in my opinion. First, a little context. This is an allocations worksheet. We're lending money. We're lending money throughout multiple different tranches or facilities on behalf of multiple different funds or investors. Notice that Holden Holdings is broken out into two component funds. Holden A plus Holden B equals Holden Holdings. So you can see our 750 here is just the sum of the two numbers above, again, of the component funds. So if we do a simple summation of the whole term loan column, we're going to get 9,500, but that includes the 750 and the components, which is too much. So we want to use a SUMPRODUCT function to only sum the values in this column whose titles do not begin with an asterisk. So let's dive in. I'm going to click my cursor inside the SUMPRODUCT function name. We're going to click on the Insert Function button next to it to open our function arguments dialog. So you can see we're passing the SUMPRODUCT function to arrays. And remember, the SUMPRODUCT function returns the sum of the products of corresponding ranges or arrays. So in this particular case, our SUMPRODUCT function is going to be doing 1 times 1820 plus 1 times 1530 plus 1 times 0 plus 1 times 750 plus 0 times 125 plus 0 times 625. You've probably already figured it out, but these zeros are the fifth and sixth item in this array. Coincidentally enough, they are the fifth and sixth fund here in this list. And so intentionally, the 0 times the corresponding values is going to make these values not contribute to our overall sum. Okay, so I'm going to click out of here. Let's do Alt-MV, or you can click on the Formulas tab and click Evaluate Formula. And this will open up our Evaluate Formula dialog. So some of you are probably already familiar with this, but we're underlining the component of this formula that our Evaluate Formula dialog is going to evaluate. Okay, so what we're doing here, we're just taking the left function. We're taking the first most left character from all of these fund names, and we're going to return that as an array. Okay, so let's click Evaluate. D, S, 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 star, star. D, S, 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 star, star. This makes a bunch of sense. Okay, so next we're going to evaluate whether or not each of these characters does not equal star. Does D not equal star? Yes, true. Does S not equal star? Yes, true. Does star not equal star? No, false. True, 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 false. Okay, so that's really the heavy lifting right there. This is the logic. We just evaluated, does the leftmost character not equal star? Okay, so now next, I think we're just underlining the parentheses here, so it's just going to remove those, right? So now we're underlining the 1 times, and this is really important because SUMPRODUCT, it's a math function, right? So it only evaluates mathematical numbers, not true, false, Boolean values. So we're just coercing the true, falses into numbers. There's multiple ways you can do this. I'm just illustrating this here with the 1 times. So 1 times true is going to be a 1. 1 times false is going to be a 0. Okay, and so this should look very familiar. This is the same array of numbers you saw in the SUMPRODUCT dialog. And so now next we're going to evaluate really everything, but you know, it's not going to break out the F47 to F56, but we're just multiplying the 1 times 1820, etc. So boom, there's our 8750. So this is very powerful because you can use any function that Excel provides in logic here. Okay, and you can string a lot of these functions together. You can put and in multiple different conditions as long as you coerce it into being a Boolean, or a 1 or a 0, I mean, coerce it into being a number. Zeros can be used to exclude values from the summation, 1's the opposite. So there's a few other ways to do this, and we're not going to dive too deeply into it, but you can use a sum if in our case here. Sum if is limited to just your Boolean operators, greater than, less than, equal to, not equal to. We have to use an escape character to literally interpret the asterisk here. We're not going to dive too deeply into that, but send me an email or ask me a question on LinkedIn if you want to know more about that. But again, the sum if is possible to accomplish the same goal here because we have a real simple application. Also, SUMIF using an array formula can also accomplish the same goal. We're doing something very, very similar here. Is the first character an asterisk? If not, use the value. If it is, pop a 0 in there. The problem with this is we have to use an array formula. If you saw my post last week, you know that I dislike them. I dislike array formulas and avoid them at all costs because they operate slowly. You might forget that it's an array formula. You press the regular enter and then it breaks. It's difficult to troubleshoot. It integrates with code poorly and integrates with other external workbooks poorly. Anyways, I avoid them. But I do have an asterisk by this point here because this is actually only true for older versions of Excel. See, I just made it into a regular formula and it still works. I couldn't tell you when they changed this, but older versions of Excel will require this to be an array formula. Thanks for listening. I hope this helped. If you guys have any questions, please let me know. Send me an email, send me a message on LinkedIn. We provide training on site. We're located in Houston. We're often in Chicago as well. Thanks. Have a great day.